Sorry about that. I was had my own video on YouTube, not YouTube, Twitter. It was on my own Twitter playing. I'm like, where's the second noise coming from? It was coming from my Twitter feed. So, yep. Hey, how's it going? I hope you had a good night with Trish. No volume? What? I mean, I can turn it up. I can turn it back. Oh no, I had it paused when we started. I had it paused out because I was like, where's the second noise coming from? And if I start talking with the other stream going, you guys won't be able to hear. You'll get feedback. So, all right. Good to see you all. Hope you had a good time with Trish. Uh, well, what do you got? We got a couple of different stories we could do. I got. We'll go here. Go out to Miami. Miami. Apparently, two men found guilty in connection with 2012 Miami Lakes love triangle murder. Oh, we always like a good love triangle. So let's look. Why do people keep wanting to come to my house? I'm not that popular. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. This is very interesting. After After 6 days of jury deliberations and 3 weeks of trial, 6 days, that's a long jury deliberation. Like we saw in the Apple River trial, that was like 1 day and they were like, "Done. You're done. You win, just do you for everything we can." Although they were reduced charges, they weren't the maximum, but they came back with a decision under a day. 6 days of deliberation in this trial is quite a long time. It says Mr. Grandal and Mr. Rico were facing murder charges for the 2012 fatal shooting that took the life of 42-year-old Jose Soto in Miami Lakes. Police believe while in jail, Granda ordered his friend Rico to kill Soto. On Thursday, after more than a decade since the shooting, jurors found Granda guilty of conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, tampering, soliciting murder, and burglary. So, however, after several weeks of being co-defendants, a verdict divided the two men. It says Granda's case now enters a penalty phase expected to start in the upcoming weeks, where only 8 jurors will be needed to recommend the death penalty. On the other hand, jurors spared Rico's life. The man who police believe shot Soto in the back and through the neck was acquitted of being the shooter. Jurors only found Rico guilty of conspiracy. Rico avoided the penalty phase and will be sentenced in the upcoming weeks, facing up to 30 years in prison. That's very different. He's probably still never going to get out of jail. I guess one may get the death penalty, one may get to die in prison. It's not that big of a distinction, really. For several weeks, the pair sat through hours of testimony, including investigators and family members. For Granda, the trial became very personal when his own brother, Wilbur, testified against him. Wilbur told jurors his brother ordered the murder from jail because he was jealous the victim was dating his ex. Wilbur pleaded guilty last July for his involvement. He avoided prison time with a maximum up to life in prison and was sentenced to 10 years probation. It's a pretty good deal for being an informant. Granda's ex-girlfriend, Liziana Quintero, also pleaded guilty to her involvement in Soto's murder, the man she was also dating. Quintero was sentenced to 13 years and testified in front of jurors earlier in the trial. What a weird case. So he asked someone from prison to go shoot his love rival. Never going to end up well. Love triangles, maybe love squares are better. Love squares, you have more equal sides. It's not so one-sided. You have two equal sides. Maybe we have to get more into love squares. It's good to see you all. How are you, Justice Jane, Angela, Mamma Mia, Sharon? Good to see you. Let's see. Still in the pond, Shad? Okay. All right. You be careful. You'll get pond foot. How's it going, Sean? Angela? Who else was here? Shasta was here earlier. Hey, Shasta. And my friend, I thought I saw Muffin here earlier. No, I hate mornings. I hate mornings. Hey, how are you? She said she's gonna go watch on the TV. All right, have fun with the TV. Yeah, I want to watch the little video of this, and I want to see how badly I mispronounce their names. So Let's see.
6 days of deliberations, jurors have reached a verdict in a co defendant murder case where two men were facing the death penalty. Jonathan Rico and Israel Granda were on trial for the murder of 42-year-old Jose Soto in 2012. Police say Granda was jealous of Soto because he was dating his ex, so he ordered his friend Rico to kill him. Today, a jury found Granda guilty of murder in his case now heads to the penalty phase where only 8 jurors are needed to recommend death. As for Rico, who police believe was the shooter, jurors only found him guilty of conspiracy and acquitted him of being the killer. The max he's facing now is up to 30 years in prison.
Feel that in many ways it wasn't fair to Mr. Granda to be on trial with Mr. Rico because in some ways, in order for Mr. Rico to successfully present his defense, he had to help the state prove their case against Mr. Granda. So that'll be something that gets raised in another forum.
That was Granda's attorney feeling disappointed after the verdict. The penalty phase has not yet been scheduled. Rico could be sentenced next month.
We're gonna have to wait. He likes to do this. He likes to just spin and not let me out. I'm in video jail. Come on, let me out. Ah, you silly thing. Let's just reboot. All right. I don't actually know much about. I saw this come up on my timeline, but I actually. Hey, shh. I actually don't know a lot about the original. So it's Israel Granda and Jonathan Rico. Let's see if I can find anything from when they were actually arrested. Man accused of killing witness. Let's go back to May 2013. Almost 10 years ago. Jonathan Rico charged with killing Rafael Rivera. It says the police arrested 23-year-old man accused of killing a witness in a criminal case in Broward County. Police charged Jonathan Rico with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and tampering with victim witness. Is that the same guy? Jonathan Rico? Jonathan Rico? Lisiana Quintero? Yeah. So according to the arrest affidavit, Rico killed Rafael Rivera, a witness in the murder case of Israel Granda. Granda is the brother of Wilbur Granda and the father of the child of Lisiana Quintero, two co-defendants in Rico's case. Quintero visited Riviera on November 11th, 2012 at Town Place Suites in Miami Lakes. The two were dating, said police. While at the room, Quintero left a window open, which Rico used 3 days later to get inside the room, according to the arrest affidavit. Rico shot and killed Riviera when he arrived that morning. Police arrested Rico on February 4th on unrelated charges. He denied being at the Place Suite when the murder happened, but investigators found his DNA on a flashlight inside the room and then filed the new charges on Tuesday. So is this a completely different charge? Rafael Rivera. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so he's killed a couple of guys. So this guy, Jonathan Rico, he's actually killed a couple of people. He looks like he was already convicted of this particular case of killing Rafael Rivera a witness in the murder case of Israel Granda. Israel Granda is the one that we just saw before on the other one, but he killed a witness called Rafael Rivera in a different case, even though it was connected to the Granda case. Who's calling me? No, don't call. People calling me. So yeah. Let's have a look. Jonathan Riga charged with first-degree murder. Let's see if we can find anything about his witness case. This one about killing a witness. I don't think I've ever heard of someone killing a witness before. Weird. I can't really find anything about the Don't Mind a Murder case. That is very interesting. So I don't know if this guy's already in jail Says police believe while he was already in jail. Yeah, Granda ordered his friend Rico to kill Soto. Yeah, well, no, Rico, how is he on the outside? That's interesting. So this guy, Jonathan Rico, was somehow still on the outside. That was in 2012. Then he killed this witness in 2012, November 11th. Let's have a look at this one. Doesn't say when 42-year-old Jose Soto was killed. It just says 2012. Hold on, guys. I want to find out how close together these were. I'm not sure, but it looks like he killed at least one witness in this particular case too. That's bonkers. So he went and killed one guy on behalf of his friend in jail. Then he's like, "Wow, I've got a, I've got a witness, and they're gonna testify. I should probably go and kill them too." So he seems to, be okay with going to commit murder. Uh, I think some people would like to argue about my pronunciation of words. I think some people would like to fight you on that. Okay, so they're gonna enter the penalty phase. Well, Granda is for this one, and see if he gets the death penalty. That'll be interesting. And then the other one's going to be up to 30 years in jail. I don't know how Rico avoided a penalty phase when he's already, that's crazy. He has to have been in jail already after he killed a witness. Or did they just go, that's all right. We don't need witnesses. They can, they can disappear. Let me see if I can find anything on this witness. Rafael Rivera. Let me see. Man denied bond in Miami Lakes murder case. So, a Miami-Dade judge denied bond Wednesday, this is back in 2013, to a man facing first-degree murder charge in the November Miami Lakes murder. Police said they believe Jonathan Rico, 23, conspired with two other people to kill 42-year-old Rafael Rivera. Wait, is that other guy? Wait, maybe he didn't kill the other guy. It sounded like they killed two people and that guy was a witness. 42? No, 42-year-old Jose Soto. So no, they're two different people. I almost got confused because they're the same age. 42-year-old Rafael Rivera. Apparently, when you're 42, these people have to kill you. I'm not sure why, but apparently when you turn 42, you're not allowed to turn 43. Says a few weeks after a first attempt on the victim's life. So they tried to kill him once before. Miami-Dade Circuit Court Judge Dava Tunis denied Rico bond in court Wednesday, finding probable cause. Rico also faces charges of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, tampering with a witness in the case. Online jail records said Rico invoked his right to counsel. A public defender said sorry. A public defender said the conspiracy charge was baseless. This is purely circumstantial evidence. There's nothing in the affidavit alleging what the basis for the allegations of conspiracy are. Maybe for the other murder that you were, complicit in, the one of Jose Soto. Maybe that's what the conspiracy is. And I think that was what the conspiracy was, that they were conspired to kill this other guy too. It says Rivera took his final breaths at Town Place Suites at 8079 Northwest 154th Street on November 14th. Miami-Dade police said he was betrayed by the woman he was dating, Lizania Quintero, 23, and two others, according to police. Police said the story began on the night of October 28 when the initial attempt was made on the victim's life. The couple was in Rivera's car near Flamingo Road and Pines Boulevard when Israel Granda, 24, shot into the windshield of the car, but no one was injured. Pembroke Pines police said Granda and Quintero have a history together as he is the father of her child. This really is a twisted love triangle. Granda was eventually arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. Rivera agreed to testify against him, and then that's exactly why police said he was murdered about 2 weeks later. Police said they believe Rico, 19-year-old Wilbur Granda, the brother of the Pembroke Pines shooting suspect, and Quintero conspired together to shoot and kill the 42-year-old man. The victim would have been the sole witness in the attempted murder case. In February, Rico was arrested on an unrelated warrant for charges that include petty theft and carrying a concealed firearm. At that time, authorities questioned Rico about the Miami Lakes case. According to the arrest affidavit, Rico said he'd been across the street from the hotel, fueling his car at the gas station. He said he'd never been to the hotel, nor did he know the victim. Okay. Authorities said Rico's DNA was found inside the hotel room 123 on a flashlight. The arrest affidavit claims the victim's girlfriend left a window unlocked. That's how Rico got in and then shot the victim. Rico's heartbroken father, who did not want to give his name, is standing by his son. He said, "My son has his faults and personality, the way he is, but a murderer, I do not believe my son is capable of doing that." Fighting tears, Rico's father said the 23-year-old has a family who loves him and that will continue to support him. I like to support murderers too. He said, I'm behind him 100%, and Lord willing, this will open and the light will shine on him. He's not guilty of this. All 3 suspects in the case are behind bars. Wilbur Granda and Quintero face charges that include conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, tampering with a witness. So these guys are well-known criminals, the 2 that were charged today in our first one. They are well-established people. But it's interesting that took the life of 42-year-old Jose Soto. That is really weird how those 2 victims have the same age. They're 2 victims that they've murdered. It was Rafael Rivera on November 14th, and then sometime in the same year, can't seem to find a month or a day, it says 42-year-old Jose Soto was also killed in Miami Lakes. So there you go. They finally, I don't know how they're out of jail. They said at least one may face the death penalty. The other will face up to 30 years in prison. Seems their past and their love triangle has finally caught up to them. I guess it's some sort of justice. I wish we could find out more about the original victim, but searching it, not much comes up about this original guy, Rafael Villafane Rivera. Not much comes up about him. Suspect facing murder charges in... here we go. There's an old link here. Doesn't really give us anything new, though. What's this? Trial starts for man accused of having sex with attorney. So now he had sex with his attorney, too? Yeah. It's time for trial for a South Florida man accused of attempted murder, but the woman representing him faces her own accusations. Jessica David, 35, has been accused of having sex with her client, 26-year-old Israel Granda. She said she is a victim of a conspiracy. According to her, she and her client have been targeted and continue to be targeted because Granda was an informant busting deputies bringing in contraband. Granda is on trial for charges of attempted murder, shooting into a vehicle, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. She said her meetings with her client continue to be interrupted and monitored out of proportion. Yeah, because they think you're banging inside your meetings. They think you're not just doing lawyer stuff. They think you're doing X-rated stuff. That's why they keep barging into your client meetings. It says, "It's been very difficult to prepare," she said. "There's a glass between us. That's not art. So now they've got a glass between them. That's not normal visitation. There's also a security camera in the room. So it's hard to trust that it's in fact confidential." Yeah, because they don't trust you guys to sit across from each other. Because apparently someone's seen you doing the nookie. So there you go. They said there's a lot of distraction and noise. I know, look, I know, I get it. Women have to concentrate. I get it. But you're just going to have to make do in a prison. All right, woman? You're just going to have to make do. She says, "There's a lot of distraction and noise, and even officers making comments directly to us and about us that we can hear. Shouldn't have sex in front of them then. I mean, that's the dangers of being an exhibitionist." She said she's also being investigated by the Florida bar for allegations of inappropriate behavior with her client. However, she denies such claims. The BSO legal counsel has confirmed that the investigation has concluded and they were not able to conclude that sexual intercourse occurred. So everything but sexual intercourse occurred. Okay, gotcha. We just weren't able to confirm the last bit, but everything before that we were. It's all good. What is going on with these people? It says Grande is on trial accused of shooting into a car of his ex-girlfriend, Lizania Quintero, and her then lover, Rafael Rivera, in Pembroke Pines. That's the first case. The two survived the shooting, but Rivera was later found shot and killed at a Miami Lakes hotel. Grande's ex-girlfriend is expected to testify against him after Rivera was murdered. A prosecutor said, "The evidence in this case shows that this case is about an individual who was overcome by possessiveness, by jealousy, and by rage." However, um, Jessica, his lawyer, claims Granda is being set up by his ex-girlfriend. The trial is expected to last a few days. So basically, anywhere this guy goes, trouble follows, including murder, killing witnesses, conspiracy to murder, murdering another guy later on, all sorts of things. Taking commands to murder people. They are trouble. This guy is trouble apparently. Hey, but now he's facing actual 30 years in jail, so we'll see what happens after that. Um, yeah. Okay, there's that story. Marylander says my daughter will be 42. Okay, be careful. Don't send her to Miami-Dade. Don't let her near that hotel. Don't let her near this guy. She should be fine. Okay. Do not send her to whatever this stupid hotel was. What's it called? I don't know. Some trashy hotel. The Town Place Suites. Let's have a look. Should we have a look where they decided to break into and kill the guy? Oh, it's a Marriott. Oh, it's a Marriott. Okay. Let's have a look. Here it is. This is where they broke in and committed that murder. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. It looks like something out of the 1980s that someone went, well, we can't afford to make over the entire place. So let's shove some cheap, furniture from this century in there. But we won't do anything else. We won't put new carpet. We won't change the door frames. We won't change the doors. Won't change the bathroom. That'll make it look brand new. Because what's with the carpet? Is it like a magic eye poster and you're supposed to like find the pattern in it? Look at this. I love the carpet. It looks like something that my grandmother had in her house. And she was so proud of it. She's like, "Look at my magic eye poster carpet. Take your shoes off at the door." Yeah. I mean, they somehow broke into here, so they're saying they left a window open and he was able to sneak in. And then he's like, "I've never been here." And they're like, "Dude, we have your DNA inside the room and your flashlight that you left behind." And he's like, "I've never seen that in my life." And they're like, "Well, there must be another guy with your DNA walking around here somewhere." He probably went, "Yes, that's exactly right. There's two of me. One commits murders and one does not. We're in sort of a love square. That'll come up later. Our love square will lead to more murders." All right. I told you the night show can get a little unhinged at times. Is that a beard or a tat? I don't know what he has. Hold on. We can have a look. Where's that photo of him? This is a later photo of him. I don't think it's a tattoo. Here's a later photo of him from more recently. Looks like he got beat up or something. He's got a couple of like cuts above his eye, one here and something here and something here. Looks like something maybe the cops gave him a couple of roughed him up a little when they captured him. They're like, "Oh, he's resisting arrest," and they like punched him a couple of times. "Hey, stop resisting!" And they gave him a couple of smacks in the mouth. Yeah, come to the holiday and have a really long nap, courtesy of this guy. You'll have a dirt nap. What kind of dirt naps do you offer? Well, we offer one by gun. We also offer a couple by poisoning, but our poisonist is away right now. You're gonna have to book in September for that. She'll be back then off maternity leave. Okay. Ping, stop being silly. It's a serious show. Very serious. All right. All right, we learned about them. When we get to the penalty phase of that trial, I will bring that to you because I want to see what they get. Now I'm invested. I want to know what kind of sentence this love square is going to get. Very, very interested. Here, look, there's another video. Let's see these guys in court. Oh, we're on the wrong page. No. Yeah, we have to do this.
Two friends in Miami-Dade are facing the death penalty for allegedly planning and executing the murder of a Miami Lakes man. The deadly incident happening back in 2012.
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon was the only reporter in the courtroom. He joins us now with the story you'll see only on 6.
We are told this is a very rare and unusual trial. 2 people facing the ultimate punishment and only one jury. Prosecutors say it was over a love triangle. Side by side, Israel Granda, Jonathan Rico, and their 4 attorneys sat for the first day of trial. These 2 friends are facing murder charges for killing 42-year-old Jose Soto.
He shot through the wrist, shoots off his watch, and as he's running to try and run away from this room, he's shot in the back and out through the neck. He's bleeding out.
Prosecutors say Rico snuck into a hotel window to kill Soto. It was a favor and order from his buddy Granda, who was in jail. Granda was already behind bars for attempting to kill the same man in Broward.
The person who shot, do you know this person? Yes, it's my girl's ex-boyfriend. It's the one, I don't know his name. The suspect is their current girlfriend, ex-boyfriend? Yeah, he shot me by the gun.
This was the victim calling 911 a few weeks before he was killed. He told police Granda, his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, shot him, but he survived.
So he said he got shot 5 times? Yeah, 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Because Soto had plans to testify against Granda, police say he ordered his friend Rico to get rid of the problem.
The evidence is not going to show that Israel Granda ordered the execution of Jose Soto.
This complicated love story got even more complex because police say Lisania Quintero betrayed her new boyfriend, the victim, and was involved in his murder, along with Granda's brother. Both pleaded guilty and plan to testify. State attorneys are confident they could get a guilty verdict. Defense attorneys say all prosecutors have are 2 flippers and a flashlight, referring to the victim's girlfriend and brother that will be planning to testify, and the flashlight with DNA found at the crime scene. In Miami, Christian.
Well, didn't seem to be so flimsy because they both got done. Jury believed it enough to convict them. So I don't believe they will be getting out. They could try and appeal, but it may go very badly for them. Seems like an awful. I think the lesson here is just don't date that girl. That girl seems to attract trouble everywhere she goes. It's like you date her, you end up dead. You date her, another guy ends up dead. Seems her ex-boyfriend is quite possessive to the point where you get involved in a love square and you're in big trouble. Yes, love square. That's right. All right. I have other ones we can do. All right, enough of those 2. I have a very sad story from LA, and this guy, maybe even worse than the people we just spoke about. Okay, a bit of a trigger warning. I don't like speaking about these stories, but we got to call out absolute losers like this, okay? Man accused of torturing, killing cat, more victims sought. Authorities are searching for more victims after a man was arrested on allegations that he tortured and killed a cat in Los Angeles County. The suspect was identified as Rogelio Diaz, 27, according to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. On April 5th, Diaz was walking near the 4900 block of Marine Avenue in Lawndale around 3:10 p.m. when he allegedly spotted a cat on the driveway of a home and approached the feline. Authorities say he then grabbed the cat and repeatedly struck it against the sidewalk until it was dead. On November 11th, investigators located and arrested Diaz on suspicion of torturing/killing a live animal. He is currently being held at the South Los Angeles Sheriff's Station as he awaits charges. Authorities believe there may be additional victims who have yet to come forward. Diaz's booking photo, as well as photos of the suspect walking away, were released in the event someone may recognize him. So, all cats who may be victims, please call the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. I actually think they mean the owners of the animal should call the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. He is described as a Hispanic man standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing around 220 pounds. He has brown eyes and brown hair with a widow's peak. Diaz is currently being held without bail and has an arraignment hearing scheduled for April 15th at the Torrance Courthouse. Anyone with information on the case can call the LASD South LA station at 323-820-6700 or 323-820-6761. Anonymous tips can be provided to LA Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or online at lacrimestoppers.org. Anyone who hurts animals like that randomly is just an absolute monster. I can't handle people who hurt animals like that. There's no need for it. And it's not even your animal. He just picked up this cat on the side of the road. Really awful. You see, if anyone else has unfortunately had their pet hurt from this guy, come forward, because the more people who come forward, the longer he's going to spend his ass in jail. Anyone who hurts animals, like, I almost consider them worse than hurting humans, because humans can fight back. Animal can't really fight back, like not a cat. What's a cat going to do? It's tiny. Yeah, I can't handle people who hurt animals. It's really the lowest of the low. It's sort of like children at the top, and then slightly just like 1 centimeter under that is like animals, like defenseless animals like a cat. It's not too much under the children. At least a grown man, you want to fight a grown man and try to kill him, at least he can fight you back, but the animal can't fight, so drives me crazy. So you've been a victim of this guy. Please don't be embarrassed. Please come forward and tell the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department what you know. The more people who come forward, the longer in prison this guy will stay, and the more animals that will be safe. So let me just see if he's got a background. Let's see if he's got a background. I don't see anything else for him. Rogelio Diaz or Rogelio. Hold on, what's this? I know that was for some reason his name came up in a completely different story. I hate when they do that. Like here, it says robbery crew in Southern California use social media to snare victims. For some reason his name was on here, but he's not even involved. Look at this charming person. What a great tattoo. It says here, police are seeking additional victims of a robbery crew operating in Lincoln Heights in the neighborhood of Los Angeles. Authorities announced on Thursday, according to a news release from the Los Angeles Police Department, 2 victims were lured into an apartment in the 2900 block of North Main Street on April 9 by a woman they had met on social media. Once inside, 2 male suspects came out of hiding and at gunpoint demanded property from the victims. Authorities added that one of the victims was pistol whipped by a suspect. During the investigation, it was determined that the suspects had used the same scheme to entrap other robbery victims in the past. Two of the suspects are identified as 26-year-old Sergio Carrillo and 23-year-old Magdalena Galios, both residents of LA, were arrested on Wednesday and are being held on $100,000 bail. Authorities said they are working to identify and arrest the third suspect. Investigators strongly believe there are additional and unreported victims from both these two. Police said photographs of these suspects are being released to identify and speak with those victims. Have you been a victim of these two? They're very unmissable. I'm not sure what it is about it. I just can't place my, finger on it. But there's something, you just would never miss about these two. I don't know what it is. But if you have been a victim of these two in a robbery in LA, come forward to the LAPD's Hollenbeck Detective Salas at 323-342-8956. Anyone who wishing to remain anonymous can call the LA Regional Crime Stoppers hotline at 800-222-8477 or submit the tips online at LA Crime Stoppers. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he had a tattoo? I never realized. I don't think that's what they said, did they? They just said they had met on social media. Maybe they were pretending to have an item for cheap, and they were saying like, "Hey, come buy the item," and then when they met up, they robbed them. Maybe that's sort of what happened because they knew they'd have cash to buy the item. Maybe that's what happened. Feral cats can be vicious, maybe, but not home cats. They're very placid and they're being humanized or domesticated. So, they're used to being like you could hurt a cat before it realized what was going on. Like I think that's what that guy did. He probably picked it up and the cat's like, "Oh, a human's picking me up to give me a pat." And then he smacked it against the concrete until it was dead. So, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see what else we have. This is such a weird case. I wish I had more on it, but I really don't. That woman who was disturbed by the eclipse, I really don't have a lot on her, and it's a shame because it's such a bizarre murder S word. Let me see. There was a link I saw after we got off the show last night. I'm just going to see if I can find it. And I was reading it. I was really wrapped up in it for about an hour. Yeah, maybe it's this one. So it says, pictured Los Angeles mother who killed her Air Force veteran husband, their baby, and then crashed herself in a 100-mile-per-hour head-on crash after ranting on social media about the eclipse and the apocalypse. Yeah, they found black feathers. Hold on, sorry, we'll go back to that. Wait, what's going on? No, really. Not again. Search crews have abandoned their latest hunt for the body of Ballarat mom Samantha Murphy without finding any trace of the missing mother of three. On Friday, police returned to the bush tracks near where the mother of three went missing on February 4th in Victoria's West, but by 1:30 p.m. the mission had been called off with the last of the Victorian Police dirt bike team seen loading their bikes onto a trailer. I had a feeling this was going to happen. They did this last time. They sort of went out, checked a couple of things that they wanted to check, and then got out of there. I don't know what's going on with this search for her body, but they are not getting the right information. They are just, I don't know where they're getting their intel from, but it is not working at all. They said, if we'd found anything, you would have all heard about it, one officer told the Daily Mail. Police will not return to the bush tomorrow. No, they don't normally search on weekends down here. The unsuccessful search will come as another blow for Miss Murphy's long-suffering family, who are expected to take part in a rally against men's violence in Ballarat Friday evening tonight. Among them will be the family of Hannah Maguire, who was allegedly murdered by her ex-partner Lachlan Young a week ago. The Maguire family are expected to be at the rally handing out T-shirts sporting Hannah's face. They said, "Tomorrow we will march and stand in solidarity for Hannah Maguire and every other female who has lost their life to violence," they posted on social media. "We have had T-shirts made for Hannah and would be honored if you wore one." I would be honored if they would send me one. I'd wear it on the live stream. If someone, if we can get in touch with the family for them to post me one, I'll wear one on the live stream. What's sad is these two ladies, Samantha and Hannah, are quite well known through the media of the last 4 weeks, but there was a third woman who was killed by her biker husband just around the time that Samantha went missing. And I did tell you that story on this channel, but it seems like she's been forgotten about. These two other younger women are quite often, well, Samantha's not younger, sorry. This girl is younger. This girl and Samantha are quite widely talked about due to the circumstances of their deaths. And, one is missing, one was found in an apparent self-inflicted death, but then was found out to be a murder in a burnt-out car. Their situations on their deaths have caused them to have more media coverage, but this third woman that was killed in the same region, it sort of was like a one-day thing, and now they've kind of swept over it, and her name is never brought up. Yet she was a victim of domestic violence. She was killed by her partner, and her name should be up there too during this march tonight. Yeah. It's, hold on, I'll find her name. So it's woman killed. So she was a Ballarat mother of 5. Her name is Rebecca Young. That's her name. Here's a photo of her. This is her partner who killed her, Ian Butler. He's he killed her in a DV incident. This is her here, Rebecca Young. Not a great photo of her, unfortunately, but her name needs to be brought up with the other two if they're going to talk about violence around, well, Victoria, but Ballarat in general. Be nice if they talk about that too. Actually, Sky News actually did include her name. That's really nice. I'm happy that she wasn't forgotten about. Yay. Here you go. There's all 3 women. Hannah Maguire on the first one, Rebecca Young in the middle, and of course, Samantha Murphy. I hope all 3 women are represented tonight in Ballarat at the rally. Info from Psychic Sally? I don't even know what that is. I thought I read 4 men. No, well, no. There is a 4th one, but I don't think she was killed, right? It's Sissy. She wasn't killed. She survived. I guess you could include her too. I guess it's male violence, and she was sort of the start to all this. So you can include her too. She's up here. That's her. That's what she looked like after they beat the crap out of her. After she was on a jog too. Sorry about that. She was on a jog in a similar park as Samantha Murphy, and a guy came up and belted her with a rock and bashed in her face. So yeah. Sean said they didn't search the surrounding area around the 2 missing mums car case. No, it wasn't the same path. No. Sissy's path is like 25 minutes away from where Samantha went missing. They're not the same location. I can show you. She was in a different national park. Hold on. Yes, he shoots at the Lalal State Forest. That's not where Samantha Murphy went missing. All right. Hold on, I'm going to show you a map. So this is where Sissy was hurt on her run. And then somewhere over here, there's Canadian. It's sort of up here somewhere. Here. Canadian, Mount Clear. This is where, and Sebastol, or whatever they call it. This is the area where Samantha Murphy was hurt, or they believe. She went missing over this way. She lived on Eureka Street, and Sissy was over here somewhere in the Lalal Estate area around here. So sort of near Scottsburn where Dingo lives, but not exactly the same area. So yeah, I know a lot of people early on in the case thought it was the same area, but it was not. I guess it's the same general area, like it's all around Ballarat, but maybe aliens are real. Maybe the truth is out there. Someone call Mulder and Scully and find the UFOs. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we've got for tonight. Where is my links? Hold on, guys. I gotta close some of this down. Da-da. All right, we can do this. So, not a ton about Elijah Vu, but there was this one. Cops say no evidence missing Todd Elijah Vu was abducted after searching yard from Netflix series. They said investigators have ruled out the possibility that missing toddler Elijah Vu was kidnapped from the Wisconsin property where his mother's boyfriend was teaching the boy to toughen up, police said on Wednesday. Two Rivers Police Chief, Ben Murnett gave the update on the case just days after search parties combed through a nearby salvage yard made famous by the Making a Murderer docuseries. They said, "We have no evidence to believe that this child was abducted. The evidence has also shown that this child didn't simply just walk off. No, we know how he died. We just have to find him." It says Elijah was reported missing from Two Rivers on February 20 by Jesse Vang, who told police he woke up from a 3-hour nap to find Elijah gone. Man, don't you hate that when 3-year-olds undo deadbolts, open doors, undo security screens, and then just take their stuff and get, they don't tell you where they're going, they don't text you, they come home late at night. Far out, 3-year-olds these days. It's, very difficult. Vang had complicated search efforts by leading investigators to believe the 3-year-old had walked off the property just 15 minutes earlier. The inaccurate timeline cost investigators precious time in their attempt to track down the missing boy. Both Vang and Elijah's mother, Katrina, are in custody on child neglect charges, with Bauer telling investigators she had sent her son to stay with Vang so he could teach the boy to be a man. In the 6 weeks since Elijah vanished, however, investigators have grown suspicious that something much more sinister happened to that boy. I think the photo of him being bruised and then deleted off her phone at like 3 a.m. in the morning is a very big clue. They said up until we found him, and I don't feel any differently. I still have that aching in my gut that he's not here, said Mennett. That's the guy, that's the police chief. He said, I get asked a lot, do you think he's alive? I don't know. That's the sad truth of the matter. I think about it just like everyone else all the time. I think everybody has that hope. But yeah, until we bring closure, I don't think that gut wrenching feeling ever goes away. Investigators have a strong belief Elijah is still in the vicinity of Two Rivers City or surrounding area, which search parties have painstakingly scoured in the 7 weeks since the boy vanished. On Monday, about 40 volunteers zeroed in on Avery's auto salvage, the same property where Teresa Hallback's remains were found in 2005. Stephen Avery and nephew Brendan Dassey were convicted of murder, but Stephen Avery has publicly maintained his innocence, which was documented in the popular 2015 Netflix series Making a Murderer. There was no evidence linking Elijah to the salvage yard, but searchers told Fox 11 that the property provided plenty of places for a young boy to hide or be hidden. Yeah, they just wanted to rule it out. The salvage yard is less than 9 miles from where the boy was last seen. The search provided fruitless, however, with no indications that Elijah had ever been at the site. Search parties are still ongoing, though the area's wetland and rural areas, police said. Little Elijah's blanket was found earlier in the investigation, about 3.7 miles from Vang's home, where Bauer had sent the toddler for disciplinary reasons. There he is. They found that little blanket he's got around his neck there. And they found it on the side of a road in a rural area. We had a look at that a few weeks ago. I believe he's not far away. I think you'll find that when they eventually find him, he's somewhere in that area. They dumped him somewhere out there. According to police, Banks subjected the boy to long timeouts, threatened punishments using cold water, and withheld his favorite toys. Both Bang and Bauer deny any involvement in Elijah's disappearance. Bauer was charged in February with 1 felony count of party to a crime child neglect and 2 misdemeanor counts of resisting or obstructing an officer. Prosecutors later amended the felony count to a charge of party to a crime chronic child neglect and also filed a misdemeanor charge of neglecting a child. A judge declined to lower Bauer's $15,000 cash bond after emotional testimony from her own mother, citing Bauer's history of erratic behavior. Vang was formally charged in February with one felony count of party to a crime, child neglect in Elijah's disappearance. He's being held on a $20,000 cash bond. The reward for information in Elijah's missing persons case stands at $40,000. Let's hope they can find him soon. Let's watch the little update so I can have a drink. Hold on.
Scale searches 7 weeks after 3-year-old Elijah Vu was reported missing. On Monday, searchers went to the Avery salvage yard just off of Highway I-47 near Mishicot. Volunteers say now there's no specific evidence linking the boy to the salvage yard. The location is less than 9 miles from where the boy was last seen.
There's always a hope little Elijah is alive, but if it's not, we need to get him justice. Little guy that went too long without a voice, and he cried way too long without anybody hearing him. So I am here for him.
Elijah Vu was reported missing on February 20th. An Amber Alert does remain active. He had been staying with his mother's boyfriend, Jesse Vang. Prosecutors say Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, sent her son to stay with Vang for disciplinary reasons. Both Bauer and Vang have been charged with child neglect.
You see some of the terrain in that video that they're having to search like that, and he could be anywhere out there, and it might take a while for them to track him down. I hope they can find him quickly, but it might take a while. But I believe he won't be too far from where the blanket is, somewhere around there. They'll find it eventually. Unfortunately, he's very little and very tiny, and it's very easy to, not find him even if you search the area. So the charges will upgrade later on. Those charges are just to keep them in jail. That's all. The charges will get worse when they find Elijah. Trust me. They'll get way worse. You'll probably get murder, abuse of a child, like more of them, and other ones relating to his physical condition if they can get him soon enough. If they can get him without him decomposing too much, they might be able to find more evidence of child abuse. So, yeah, I think there's quite a lot of chronic, because she got done with chronic child abuse. So, I think she could easily be charged with another 100, versions of it, depending on what they find and things like that. I think that's almost it for the night. I think we're gonna just about wrap up in a minute. We try and do about an hour more of live show on the late late show, and then we're always back. We're always back at 9 p.m. the next day. So I will report on the rally tonight if I can get some footage of it, and then that'll be tomorrow. So you guys will get to see the rally out in Ballarat for tonight. It's going to be this evening, and yeah, I hope it's a great rally to support all women who may have either experienced violence, partner violence, DV violence, or even stranger violence in our community. And I hope it's a great success and I don't know, saves another woman somehow. If we could get that, that'd be nice. If a woman recognizes the signs of a predator or a domestic violence situation and is able to get out early because of what she hears or sees at the rally, that would be a win. Even if they could get local government to pay more attention to what a scourge on society this is, maybe that would be a good result too, or just to bring awareness to all three women who lost their lives in the last 8 weeks in Ballarat, a small, inland city. I mean, it's not the city, it's a country-ish, you know, small city, 100,000 people. And you've already got three women who died via, men. So awful. Um, Possibly, but I just don't know if they had enough time. I think he's out there somewhere in that, location. I don't think they're smart enough to completely throw off investigators. Kim, see you later. It's good to see from you, my friend. It really is. I hope you're doing well. Right, and I do. I think he's out there somewhere. I don't know if he'll be on that exact road but just somewhere in that general area. I think he's out in the country. I don't think he's close to his home. I think he's a little, out in Whoop Whoop, somewhere they could dump him without, someone watching them, without someone coming across them, randomly. Like, imagine if you got out of your car, you're holding a dead child, and then a set of lights come down the road and they stop you, and you're like, yeah. When they go, "What? Hey, mate, what are you doing over there with that child?" And you're like, "Oh, nothing. I was just out here at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was going to take him for a walk. The child looks dead. No, he's just sleeping. It's fine. He's not hurt at all. He's just having a nap in the car. We drive in the car and he sleeps in the car." So I think they'd have to be somewhere where they weren't going to get disturbed. So you were born in Ballarat? I've been out there a few times. Not too many times, but I've been out there a couple of times. I think it was found near we had the road. I just don't know if I had it. Where is it? Before we go, I'll show you. We had the road one other time when we were looking up Elijah because we had it on the map. I brought the map up. Blanket. It's pretty out in the rural area. Let's see if I can find the actual road again. I don't remember how we actually found it last time. Goodwin Road, between Manawa and Two Rivers. Okay. Is that the one there? Between Manitowoc and... Okay, maybe. So this is Goodwin Road, I'll show you. This is Goodwin Road here. And if we zoom out, I'll show you. Manitowoc is down here, I think. Well, it says Manitowoc's here. And then Two Rivers is up here. Well, Mishicot is up here. Then this is where they're from, right? Mishicot. So you can sort of see how far away that marker is. And that's East Goodwin Road. So between there and there, Could be somewhere on this giant long road, maybe. It's quite a long intersecting road. And there's two rivers up here. So two rivers, Manitowoc and Mishikot up here. So you can see all three. They almost make like a triangle. See, Manitowoc, two rivers, and then Mishikot up here. And then the road is down here, along this road. It's quite a rural area, as you can see. You can see like all the farming areas and things like that, like rivers and tree-lined area. There's a big dam here, or a big river of some sort. More water, trees, forest. There's some areas of housing, like here, but a lot of it's, So I believe he's probably out here somewhere, out in the rural area. You got all these areas of bushland. Look, could be anywhere out here, and you'd take a long time to find him. I don't know where was. I have to remember where Jesse Vang's location, like his address is. I remember we had it. It's been a while since we did the mapping for this. No, we did it last time. We were able to put the markers on Jesse's place, the mum's area, and here. But it's been a few weeks. Let me see. Jesse Vang. No, that's not what we have to search. It's Elijah. Have to go to Elijah Vu and then look for the address that they said he was missing from. So under 4 miles from where he was reported missing, they were saying. Yeah, a red and white blanket belonging to missing Wisconsin boy Elijah Vu has been found just under 4 miles from where he was reported missing nearly a month ago. Two Rivers Police Department said on Monday that officers had identified the blanket, which was found on Goodwin Road, east of County Road B. Where's that? East of County Road. Did we just see that before? Road B? East of County Road B. County Road B. That's East Goodwin. I can't see it off the top of my head. I thought we saw that just before though. But look, either way, even if you continued that road, Goodwin Road, like it leads you out into nothing, like nothingness. Look, there's like a lot of land out here. There's just random plots of land. So 4 miles from home, that's not too far. But look at all this. He could be anywhere. There's a little bit of subdivision here. And then you got giant parcels of land behind it. An airport. You got a Manitowoc airport. So I don't know. I just feel like there's enough stuff out here you could easily probably get rid of a child. Sorry, that's a horrible thing to say. But yeah. So 4 miles from his dad, he's not a dad, he's a loser, from Jesse Vang's place. He's reported missing from his mum's. Oh, okay, so it's the other way around. Sorry. Thought it said here. What did it say? Missing from his home, but just under 4 miles from where it was reported. Well, then, yeah, it could be anywhere. But if they're saying it was found on that road, it leads out to nothing. So, who knows? But, yeah, so they said they had volunteers from across the Manitowoc County area, which is the southern one. And then you got Two Rivers as well, and then Mishikot as well. So, like I said, yeah, you got 3 locations. If we go up again, you've got Manitowoc down here, Two Rivers, and Mishikot up here. So, depending on where they were, where they went, Could be north as well. There's a lot of crap up here too, look. Look at this. It's even worse up here. Look at that. What's that? I thought that was a bushfire for a second. Look at the different color compared to everything else. Like, look, there's a lot of land out here. I guess because it's Wisconsin. You have everything out here. Any type of terrain you could think of. Look, a river east. That's that East Twin River that they searched. They searched this at one point for Elijah, I think. I'm not sure if they searched all of it, but they searched some of this for him. There's that East Twin River. There's the west version of it. The other one. So, anyway, I hope they find him. Hope they find him soon. So, because like the longer you leave it, the more evidence, is harder to find. So that would be better for everyone. Anyways, I think we'll wrap up. It's late. I'm tired. This is like the third hour today. So we'll get going. Let me just check this before we get out of here. All right, my ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great Friday, okay? Have an amazing Friday, and then come back to the show at 9 p.m. and then we'll talk more true crime. Again, we're not doing anything on Daybell. You want to do Daybell? There's difficult research. Maybe Trish will do something. I'm not sure, but there's heaps of channels you could go to that will do a great job covering the Daybell trial, and their knowledge of it's amazing. So it's just not for me, guys. I did last year. I had to listen to the Laurie Vallow tapes over and over and over again while I encoded them for Trish, and I think I listened to hundreds of hours of testimony and like lawyer stuff and court records and this and that for the whole entire trial while we uploaded them every afternoon, because that was the only way we could get the tapes for the day. They didn't have cameras on Laurie Vallow's trial, so we had to get the audio recordings at the end of the day. So I've heard so much bloody crime stuff to do with Laurie Vallow. I just don't have an appetite to watch anymore. Yes, go watch it. Go watch with Kresher at Difficult Research. She deserves all your support forever. I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Sharon. See you tomorrow. Gambler, you too. I hope you're doing better, buddy. And Angela, good night. Yeah, get some sleep, Angela. Have you been up all night, my friend? I hope you haven't. Jojo, see you later, Jojo. All right, good night, everyone. Have a great Friday.